Meghan Markle's failed plan to bag a billionaire as her marriage to Prince Harry becomes more unhappy by...
It wasn't that long ago when the Daily Mail was absolutely furious that Meghan Markle wore some earrings that were gifted to the royal family from a Saudi prince. The very same Saudi prince that Prince William is taking photo shoots with this very week.
February 4th, 2026. Dubai International Airport was buzzing, but no one expected this. Meghan Markle touched down in style, stepping off her private jet with her head held high, ready for her signature royal treatment. Velvet ropes, flashing lights, and luxury dripping from every corner. She was there to make power moves, and she knew it. Her schedule was tight and exclusive. Quiet talks with top luxury brand executives, private media meetups, and even a secret dinner lined up with big-time investors from the golf world.
Where is the anger? Where is the outrage? I thought we were furious that Meghan Markle, aka Meghan Sussex, was wearing earrings from this prince after the unaliving of our Washington Post journalist.
Everything was locked in around her huge Grand March campaign launch, and it was all supposed to go smooth. Until it didn't. Just minutes after she landed, everything went sideways. Border officers suddenly stepped in, stopped her right there on the tarmac, and led her into a private interview room away from the cameras. No shouting, no chaos, just cold questions behind closed doors. The result? Brutal. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, herself was officially denied entry into the United Arab Emirates. Yes, you heard that right. Denied, rejected, and flown straight back out on the same jet she came in on. But here's the wildest part. Instead of calling the US Embassy, her own country's support line, Meghan reportedly reached out to the British royal family. Sources say she asked for diplomatic help, saying she was still Prince Harry's wife and the mother of 2 royal children. What a twist. And just let that sink in for a second. The very same woman who once blasted the royal family for being cold, cruel, and racist, who aired every secret she could get her hands on, was now reaching out for their help. What a turnaround. But the answer she got? It wasn't some polite, "Sorry, we can't." It was a royal shutdown, a straight-up statement that shook the world.
And now, a mere 4 years later, we are okay with Prince William literally having a photo shoot with the very same man. Where is the outrage from the Daily Mail?
February 5th, 2026, Buckingham Palace became the center of global chaos. Headlines exploded everywhere after one icy statement dropped, just 17 words long. But it was enough to send shockwaves through every corner of the internet. And this time, it didn't come from an anonymous palace source or a shady leak. No, this came directly, officially, and mercilessly from Prince William himself. When his words hit, they hit hard, like royal thunder. The message read, "The British royal family will not provide diplomatic sponsorship for Meghan Markle. She no longer represents the crown in any form, nor is she authorized to invoke our name for private endeavors." That's not just a rejection, that's a royal knockout. No soft language, no, "We'll discuss it later," no, "We wish her well." This was a full-blown public cutting of ties, right from the future King of England himself. For the first time in modern history, a senior royal didn't just distance themselves. He disowned a former family member in front of the entire world.
Why are we only outraged when it's a woman wearing some earrings that were given to her by the royal family to wear to this event? Where is the outrage?
And if that wasn't cold, enough, the statement continued, twisting the knife even deeper. Her Grace's current activities, travels, and affiliations are not coordinated with nor endorsed by the royal household. The United Kingdom's diplomatic channels remain governed by Her Majesty's government and respective consular authorities, not by spousal entitlement or media status. Every line felt like ice, sharp, deliberate, and final. Those final lines, spousal entitlement and media status, sounded polished and official, but everyone knew what they really meant. They weren't just words, they were daggers wrapped in diplomacy. Prince William drew the line in royal gold, loud and clear. In that moment, he made it known. Meghan's marriage to Harry meant nothing in royal circles anymore.
Some of the words that they still say with a British accent, so they'll say zebra, and what else do they say? They have these little moments where it comes out, because they have very American accents, but they say words that are just like him, and I think it's adorable. Zebra's a good one.
Her Hollywood charm? Useless. Her Duchess title? Dead weight. But what could have gone so wrong in Dubai that sparked this global royal freeze-out? How did one of the richest, most image-obsessed cities on Earth end up slamming its golden gates shut on Meghan Markle? Something huge must have gone down, and it wasn't just bad timing. So, what really triggered this shocking rejection? What actually went down inside Dubai International Airport that day? According to high-level UAE border insiders and diplomatic observers, Meghan's arrival wasn't exactly low-key. She didn't sneak in quietly on some private jet this time. She landed in Dubai flying first-class commercial, still expecting royal-level treatment. Sources close to her team say she was promised a soft landing. VIP handling, no questions asked, just smiles and smooth entry. The plan was to kick off a big money partnership with luxury golf brands and elite sponsors, something she believed would polish her image and expand her empire. She arrived dressed to stun, designer outfit, flawless glam, every detail perfected. Her entourage was small but sharp, with strict instructions. Stay silent.
Always make it a point when I'm traveling, if I can't do bedtime stories with my kids, because Archie and Lily are just 3 and 5, so I'll always pack a really thin book and I'll videotape myself reading it. So whoever's with them, or Papa can say, here's Mama reading your bedtime story. You find ways to show up for each other. And if that's the one thing that I can convey through the show or through As Ever as a brand, I want people to know you can show up for each other because you know how good it feels when someone shows up for you.
Stay classy and keep everything spotless. It was supposed to be a smooth, subtle, high-stakes business trip, the kind that screamed power but whispered grace. But the smooth landing she planned, it vanished in seconds. The moment she reached immigration, things flipped fast. UAE officers quietly pulled her aside, saying it was for routine questions. What started as calm and formal soon turned tense. She was guided into a private room for a standard review, and her passport was briefly taken for inspection. No shouting, no roughness, just icy professionalism and rising tension. You could almost feel the air tighten in that room. Something clearly wasn't right. The message couldn't have been colder. You are not welcome here at this time. That was it. No explanation, no negotiation, no room for debate. Within the hour, Meghan was quietly escorted back through the terminal, shielded from cameras, and placed right onto the next flight out. No arrest, no official statement, and definitely no royal-style farewell. Just silence and steel professionalism. The UAE authorities never said why. And legally, they didn't have to. Under Article 11 of the UAE Federal Law on Entry and Residence, border control has the full right to deny anyone entry. No reason required, no appeal allowed. It's law, and that's final.
Part of our goal when my husband and I founded the Art12 Foundation and had our own lived experience, which a lot of you may have witnessed in terms of what online harms can look like, we knew that in finding a solution, and as my husband often refers to, the root cause, that has to start with people that have a level of digital literacy.
But here's where everything explodes. Meghan didn't take it lying down. Multiple insiders claimed that as she was being escorted out, she tried to play her royal card. Literally. She allegedly invoked royal diplomatic privilege, hoping her title and ties would unlock the gates. Can you believe that move? The twist? Those royal connections didn't help her. They backfired. Think about it. This is the same woman who sat in front of Oprah telling the world how cold and unsupportive the royals were. The same person who said she was silenced, controlled, and pushed out. She and Prince. Harry packed up, left the UK, and shouted independence to the world. But now, when things blew up in Dubai, suddenly, she's calling the palace for backup. The irony is wild. According to insiders within the UAE's Foreign Affairs Network, Meghan didn't just make a polite request. Oh no, she reportedly presented her case to border officials like she still had royal authority. Witnesses say she argued that she deserved diplomatic treatment for 3 big reasons. First, she's still legally married to Prince Harry, a man born into the royal bloodline. Second, she's the mother of 2 royal children, officially recognized as Prince and Princess under the late Queen Elizabeth II's legacy decrees. And third, she claimed she was on a strict timeline to get back to California for Archie and Lilibet's spring semester registration.
That they are living in and out every day. Now, whether that's by choice or because it's being pushed to them so constantly, they become experts in this field.
Now that third point, that's where things start to get really interesting. Why would an international border dispute suddenly connect to her kid's school schedule? Something about that timing doesn't add up. And people inside both London and Dubai started asking serious questions. Sources claim those school registrations weren't as simple as they sounded. They'd reportedly been tied before to jurisdictional questions involving California's Child Protective Services. That raised major eyebrows. Why would something as routine as school enrollment trigger attention from CPS? What's really been going on behind those heavily guarded Montecito gates? The whispers started spreading fast and loud, but let's get back to Dubai. Because what happened next sent shockwaves through both royal and diplomatic circles. Meghan's last-minute appeal didn't just disappear into a stack of border paperwork. Nope. Insiders say it was forwarded directly to the royal household for official verification. And that's when the palace dropped the hammer. Hard. Buckingham Palace didn't send a gentle, "We'll review this," or some diplomatic delay. They sent a cold, cut-and-dry rejection, short, sharp, and final. The message? Meghan was on her own. Let's break this down because this wasn't some minor misunderstanding. This was history unfolding in real time. The palace's response wasn't a cautious maybe or a soft, "We'll check with the consulate." It was an absolute no. Then came the real sting, a follow-up from Prince William himself. Reports say his words to UAE officials were precise, almost surgical. The matter of Meghan Markle's current travels is one for the appropriate consular authorities. We will not intervene. Can you believe that? The future King of England basically told another government, she's not our problem anymore. No protection, no diplomatic cover, no royal safety net, just total disconnection. Meghan Markle, once part of the most powerful family on earth, was officially on her own. And just when everyone thought the royal response couldn't get any frostier, Princess Anne stepped in and made it even colder. If William's statement slammed the royal door shut, Anne's message was the sound of every lock clicking into place. Hours after William's declaration, the Princess Royal, the family's no-nonsense enforcer known for her iron discipline, dropped her own statement straight to Commonwealth officials and key diplomatic partners. It was the final, undeniable sign that the palace had turned the page, and Meghan was no longer written in it. The official statement from Princess Anne was icy and precise. It must be understood that Meghan Markle and her husband do not act on behalf of the crown, the monarchy, nor the United Kingdom. Any associations drawn between their actions and the institution are purely speculative and legally unsubstantiated. Brutal doesn't even begin to cover it. But Anne didn't stop there. She went further. She doubled down, firing off a clear warning against using any royal titles for business deals, product endorsements, media projects, or international ventures that even hinted at royal ties. That wasn't a polite reminder. It was a royal warning shot, a preemptive strike that cut through every border and every PR strategy Meghan might have had left. The message was loud and final. Meghan's royal privileges were done, dusted, and dead. The palace made it crystal clear. She's not speaking for the crown, she's selling for herself. But here's where things twist even deeper. This Dubai disaster wasn't just a random embarrassment. Insiders say it was the public explosion of something that had been cracking behind the scenes for months. That glamorous Montecito life Meghan had carefully built, it's starting to look more like a crumbling empire. One made of image, influence, and fading connections that are suddenly slipping out of reach. And now comes the part Meghan really didn't want the world to know: the eviction. Sources close to the owners of Meghan and Harry's luxurious Montecito mansion finally confirmed the rumors that had been circling for months. The couple didn't pack up and leave by choice. They were forced out. According to insider reports, it all came down to a messy mix of delayed rent payments, unapproved renovations to the estate, and a heated dispute over unpaid back taxes. The tension had been building for weeks until finally, on January 14, 2026, it reached breaking point. That's the day the so-called royal exiles, Meghan and Harry, were officially removed from the property. No more gated privacy, no more sprawling gardens, no more royal escape in California sunshine. Just the cold reality that even their Montecito mansion wasn't untouchable anymore. A quiet court filing, tucked deep inside Santa Barbara County records, tells the story plain as day. The final legal note reads, non-renewal of private lease due to conflict with contractual use. Translation: the landlord had finally had enough. The eviction happened fast, clean, and silent. No media circus, no luxury farewell, just a quiet exit from a once glittering Montecito palace. A far cry from the red carpets, Oprah interviews, and Hollywood sparkle that used to define their California dream. But that was only the beginning, because their business empire was falling apart too. First up, the Spotify split. Remember that headline-grabbing $25 million deal that was supposed to showcase Meghan and Harry's independent voices? By the end of 2025, it had completely collapsed. The reason? Straightforward: low output, weak engagement, and non-stop clashes over creative control. In total, the couple delivered just one underperforming podcast season. That's it. One season from a $25 million contract. Even Spotify execs couldn't spin that into success. Insiders say the platform quietly pulled the plug, tired of big promises and small results. Then came the Netflix meltdown. What started as a $100 million mega deal full of buzz about documentaries, feature films, and global impact projects has now fizzled down into a loose holding agreement, practically meaningless. Netflix insiders say the company grew weary. Low viewership, behind-the-scenes friction, and an increasing brand risk tied to the Sussex name made the deal more trouble than it was worth. By January 2026, the streaming giant quietly let their development contract expire. No renewal, no new projects, no second chances. In simple terms, the golden goose stopped laying, and Netflix stopped pretending to care. What was once hyped as a billion-dollar royal fantasy is now falling apart, deal by deal. Doors are closing, opportunities drying up, and that picture-perfect Montecito life, it's turning into a full-blown PR nightmare. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, it does. Because now comes the Archewell investigation. The scandal that's shaking the core of Meghan's post-royal empire. The Archewell Foundation, once promoted as the shining symbol of their global mission, is now under dual investigation in both the US and the UK. Authorities on both sides of the Atlantic are digging into the finances, partnerships, and filings behind the charity. And what they're uncovering could change everything. Authorities are reportedly digging deep, and what they're uncovering isn't pretty. Investigators are said to be probing allegations of misused funds, inaccurate tax filings, and even improper employee severance deals connected to the Archewell Foundation. And that's just the beginning. Former staff members are breaking their silence too. Several ex-employees have filed civil lawsuits claiming wrongful termination, and unpaid compensation. But it doesn't stop there. U.S. federal investigators are also looking into reports of false representations in partnership, contracts tied to Meghan's commercial wellness ventures. See the pattern here? This isn't bad luck or a few sloppy business calls. This looks like a full-on chain reaction of collapse. Every single project Meghan's touched since walking away from the royal family seems to be falling apart, one controversy at a time. And just when it seems like the dust couldn't possibly settle, comes the Tyler Perry betrayal, the twist nobody saw coming. Remember, this is the same Tyler Perry who opened up his $18 million Beverly Hills mansion to Meghan and Harry when they first fled the UK. He gave them safety, protection, and a home when the world turned its back. He called them family. But now, Perry has reportedly filed legal claims saying he was manipulated into transferring money under false pretenses. That's right. The man who once sheltered them is now accusing them of deception. Just think about that for a second. What does it take to lose someone that loyal? How far do things have to fall for a friend that generous? A man who literally gave them a roof over their heads to turn into a legal rival? The fallout is brutal, and it's only spiraling deeper. And now, as Dubai's decision dominates global headlines, insiders are pointing to what they're calling the 4-point risk assessment, the behind-the-scenes reasoning said to explain exactly why UAE officials refused Meghan entry. Under Emirati immigration law, border officers have full discretion to deny access. No questions asked. But make no mistake, this wasn't random. This was deliberate. According to diplomatic chatter, the UAE's decision was based on a classified internal report, a detailed assessment weighing 4 major red flags tied to Meghan's current public image, her ongoing legal issues, and her sudden business moves across international lines. And when those 4 points lined up, the answer was clear. Dubai shut the gates. Something big was brewing behind that no-entry stamp, and it wasn't just a snap decision. According to multiple UAE government advisors who spoke off the record, Dubai's immigration officials didn't act on impulse. They followed a strict 4-point risk assessment, a structured internal process used for high-profile arrivals. And here's the shocking part. Meghan reportedly hit every single risk category. The first risk factor was tied to ongoing legal investigations. Meghan is currently under active scrutiny in both the US and the UK for alleged irregularities involving the Archewell Foundation. Authorities are reportedly examining claims of misreported charitable donations and disputed money transfers involving Tyler Perry and several other high-net-worth contributors. Thanks to international tax treaties, even the appearance of financial mismanagement can trigger an automatic entry denial. No criminal charges required. The second risk factor centered on her public image, volatility. Meghan's global reputation as a media powerhouse, or as some have called her, a media disruptor, actually worked against her this time. Officials cited her well-documented history of highly orchestrated press moments, controlled narratives, and what internal reports labeled as victim-centered PR manipulation. The report specifically referenced her emotional public statements, the headline-grabbing Oprah interview, and the controversial timing of her media appearances. One Gulf media advisor summed it up bluntly, saying, "This isn't about her truth, it's about our stability." That one sentence says it all. Dubai wasn't interested in drama or disruption, not in a city that thrives on image control and calculated prestige. Then came the third risk factor, employer and staff conflicts. Former Archewell employees have reportedly given statements about abrupt terminations, unpaid severance, and toxic work environments allegedly tied directly to Meghan's leadership approach. Internal memos from diplomatic liaisons reportedly describe the situation as organizational instability at the executive level, which is a major red flag for any nation that values labor ethics and brand partnerships. By this point, Meghan's record didn't just raise concerns, it practically triggered every alarm on Dubai's risk chart. Each factor painted the same picture, a high-profile figure surrounded by controversy, carrying more baggage than her team could spin. And that wasn't the end of the list, because there was still a fourth risk factor waiting to seal the deal and explain exactly why Dubai made the call to shut its doors. Those staff testimonies painted a brutal picture, a workplace ruled by pressure, confusion, and chaos. It wasn't just about bad management, it hinted at something deeper, a pattern that clashed hard with how Dubai views leadership. And that's where things turn serious fast. See, the UAE runs on core values: honor, hierarchy, and trust. In that world, leadership isn't about fame or status. It's about integrity and respect. So when Emirati officials reviewed Meghan's file and saw behavior that didn't align with their social or professional standards, the reaction was instant: entry denied. Meghan's reputation wasn't just under review, it was officially classified as a risk. And then came the fourth and final risk factor, the one that completely sealed her fate. UAE immigration cited improper entry justification. According to multiple officials, Meghan had filed under the wrong visa category. She didn't apply for a media or business visa, which was mandatory for her planned meetings. And she allegedly failed to disclose that she'd be connecting with high-end luxury brand reps and digital production crews. Insiders say she was quietly setting up soft launch footage for an upcoming project, possibly a documentary or promo tied to her lifestyle ventures. But on paper, she claimed the trip was strictly personal, citing family planning reasons. For Emirati authorities, that looked like a deliberate misrepresentation. But then, just when it couldn't get more dramatic, came the palace warning. According to a senior Gulf advisor with close royal ties, UAE officials had already been privately briefed by British diplomatic channels before Meghan's jet even landed. Buckingham Palace didn't directly say, "Deny her entry," but their tone left no room for confusion. The message was crystal clear: no royal support, no diplomatic backing, no endorsement of any kind. That quiet signal from London rippled across Emirati ranks, and it hit hard. One advisor summed it up with chilling precision: if her own family won't stand by her, why should we? Those words echoed through every level of the UAE's diplomatic chain, from border control to foreign affairs, reinforcing what everyone already suspected. Meghan Markle had arrived in Dubai with no royal shield, no official standing, and no allies left to call. And once those whispers reached the top, the decision was final. The gates stayed closed. Internal memos later exposed just how deep this went. Leaked documents revealed that palace representatives had already been in contact with the UAE's Ministry of Foreign Affairs as early as February 2nd, a full 2 days before Meghan even set foot in Dubai. And the kicker? The communication was reportedly signed off by Prince William himself. The memo made one thing crystal clear: Meghan Markle was not to be treated as a diplomatic figure in any form, title, or not. Her royal surname meant nothing in this context. Prince William, who has been stepping up as a de facto royal foreign affairs leader while King Charles continues to manage health challenges, personally approved the wording of the document. According to sources familiar with the exchange, the message read: the royal household formally distances itself from the private actions and intentions of the Duchess of Sussex. Her activities are not aligned with crown objectives. That wasn't just a rejection, it was a royal firewall. In plain English, the palace didn't merely refuse to help Meghan, they blocked her path before she even got off the plane. Every possible diplomatic channel in Dubai was shut tight before her arrival. It was a scorched earth strategy, designed to erase any remaining trace of royal leverage she thought she had. The result? Meghan landed completely isolated, exposed, and stripped of protection. Not a single ally left in sight. Meanwhile, Prince Harry has been left reeling from the fallout. According to close friends, he's deeply shaken by how fast things have spiraled out of control. Insiders say he's haunted by a painful thought that his children might grow up trapped in the same kind of media chaos that destroyed his own sense of normalcy as a child. One longtime friend reportedly confided that Harry has been losing sleep, saying he fears Archie and Lilibet will one day resent him, not just for the constant exposure, but for the world he built around them. The spotlight, the scrutiny, the endless noise, all of it. Even worse, he's said to worry that he's cut off every bridge that once connected him to stability, the royal family, the protection, the legacy. The same system he once ran from might have been the only shield strong enough to keep his family safe. And now it's gone for good. It's all starting to crush him. The pressure, the headlines, the fallout. Prince Harry is reportedly carrying the weight of it all, while Meghan seems to be looking at their children through a completely different lens, one far more strategic than sentimental. According to insiders, Meghan has allegedly begun treating Archie and Lilibet as key pieces of her personal brand, not just as her kids. One former staffer even claimed they overheard discussions about which photos of the children would drive the most engagement, which family moments could be marketed, and how their royal titles might be used to open future business doors. If those claims hold any truth, it paints a deeply unsettling image, a kind of transactional motherhood where image control outweighs privacy and publicity overshadows protection. It shows two parents seemingly pulling in opposite directions. Harry, desperate to shield his kids from the fame that once destroyed his peace, and Meghan, reportedly shaping that fame into a business model. But beyond the collapsing deals, the lawsuits, and the diplomatic storms, there's something far more human unfolding: isolation. Sources say Meghan Markle is now more cut off than ever before, more than when she left the palace, more than during the relentless tabloid battles, more than at any point since marrying into the royal family. The silence around her isn't just social, it's global. Her once glittering Hollywood circle has quietly faded away. The family ties that could have grounded her remain shattered, with no sign of healing in sight. The professional connections that once powered her brand, the PR allies, producers, and investors have reportedly distanced themselves completely. And now, even the international elite, the very people who once hailed her as a bold, modern trailblazer, are backing away. Behind the scenes, she's no longer the symbol of empowerment. She's a high-risk headline waiting to happen. What's left is a woman surrounded by silence, a name that once commanded global fascination, now met with diplomatic distance and media fatigue. The buzz has died down, the calls have stopped, and the red carpets have rolled up. Meghan isn't just losing influence, she's losing allies. This saga isn't just about Dubai anymore. It's the end result of a pattern that finally caught up. With her, a story of power, ambition, and image turned into one of isolation, burned bridges, and royal consequences that can't be undone. You can only cry injustice so many times before people stop listening. You can only play the victim for so long before the world starts whispering. Maybe, just maybe, you're not the victim at all. You can only turn sympathy into a business model for so long before everyone starts seeing straight through the act. And now, that moment has arrived. The curtain's been pulled back, and this time, the audience isn't clapping. They're walking out. And here's the real heartbreak. Prince Harry, the man who once stood as the heart of it all, has become the collateral damage, the unintended casualty of a story that swallowed his identity whole. For years, Harry's pain was real, deeply real. His grief, his anger, his struggles with mental health, they were all raw and valid. The trauma of losing his mother, under the world's spotlight, the suffocating pressure of royal life, it was genuine heartbreak. But somewhere along the line, that truth got hijacked. What began as his voice, vulnerable, honest, and human, has now been twisted into content. Harry isn't telling his story anymore. He's become a character in someone else's brand. And it's only now, far too late, that he's realizing just how much control he's lost. The authenticity that once drew people to him, the realness that made the world care, has been repackaged, polished and weaponized. He's left stranded between the man he was and the image he's been turned into. What remains is more than a royal scandal. It's a cautionary tale, a story of ambition gone wild, unanchored by loyalty, fame without foundation, power without principle. One former media strategist who worked closely with Meghan put it bluntly and brutally. Meghan thought the world would chase her when she left the palace. Instead, the world watched and then walked away. She wanted to be a global icon on her own terms, adored, untouchable, unstoppable. She wanted the glamour of royalty without the rules, the power of the platform without the price of duty. But what she didn't see coming was that the very spotlight she built her empire on was also the one waiting to burn it down. The truth is finally crashing down, and it's brutal. In life, and especially in royalty, you can't have it both ways. You can't spend years tearing down an institution and then expect it to rescue you when the tide turns. You can't burn every bridge and then hope they'll magically rebuild themselves when you're desperate to cross back over. Dubai wasn't just another scandal splashed across headlines, it was a verdict. And that verdict rang loud and clear across the world. Meghan Markle is on her own, completely, irreversibly, permanently. This moment marks the point of no return. The palace has spoken, the world has watched, and the sympathy well has finally run dry. The woman who once commanded global fascination, who owned every spotlight and headline, now faces silence from every direction. No royal backing, no Hollywood safety net, and no one left to spin the story her way. But one question still hangs heavy in the air. What about Harry? Will he stay locked in that isolation with her, standing by her side even as the walls close in tighter each day? Or will this latest humiliation finally shake him awake? Maybe, just maybe, he'll realize that the freedom he thought he was fighting for has turned into a gilded cage he can't escape. The very walls built to keep out the crown have now trapped him in something far worse. A life run by image, not identity. Only time will tell if Harry finds the strength to walk out of the storm, or if he'll stay right there, soaked and shivering, convincing himself that this chaos is the life he truly chose. So what? Do you think happens next? Can Meghan bounce back from this spectacular crash? Will Harry finally break free? Or are we watching the beginning of an even darker chapter in their royal saga? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're following this royal roller coaster. Because trust me, this story is far from over.